Hi, I'm Sophie and I'm a freelance dance artist. I first got involved in the arts when I was in school and I was doing dance as kind of a core subject we had to do, and then I just really enjoyed it, so I carried on and I took it as an GCSE, and then from there it just kind of spiralled into one thing after the next. So I took it as GCSE, went to college, did it as an A-level, and then went to uni and did it as a degree. So started there and it kind of unravelled into what it is now. Wanted to work in dance and the creative arts specifically, just kind of because it was fun. I could go home at the end of the day and say that I danced around and I had fun, I had a great time. And when I first decided to get into it, it was when I was at college and I was borderline about to take English and I was going to take dance at university, and I was like, oh, what do I do? Do I do a bit of English, a bit of dance combined? And everyone kind of pushed me towards doing the English because it was more valued, a stable career. So I remember my careers advisor at college basically said, take English because it's more stable, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do dance. Because I'm very stubborn, I don't like being told what to do. And I kind of wanted to prove that that could be a sustainable career because it was of interest to me, so I was like, I'm gonna go do it anyway. So when I first came to university, all the lecturers here were kind of very different to how my teachers were at college. So they were all about community dance, and it was a world that I'd never experienced before. So I joined PYDC, which is Preston Youth Dance Company, which is run by one of the lecturers here, Sarah Hall. And just kind of seeing all the lecturers be lecturers at university, but also have their own businesses that works with young people, that works in communities, that works on their own creative practice, basically just doing whatever they wanted to do, but in a way that was providing dance and opportunities for other people, was what kind of encouraged me to go forward with this career path. And then since kind of unravelling and through that, met amazing people such as Lisa Simpson, who's a disabled choreographer, who despite her disability doesn't let anything stop her. And I think seeing that determination in other people and seeing it work and seeing it happen was like, I can be one of those people, I think. I'm going to try it. My typical day or week is completely different week to week, depending on what month, depending on what year, depending on what projects I'm on. So currently at the moment, I'm working through like a Monday to Friday kind of week. So on a Monday and a Tuesday, I'm in primary schools across Lancashire, working with leaders dance, and I'm a dancing alien, which is really fun. Which is basically a project teaching young people using music and dance what vaccinations are, where they came from, how they work, to give them the information to make their own decisions around vaccinations when they're older. So that's like my Monday, Tuesday. Then I spend 2 days in an office at Ludus Dance, being at the minute an administrator. And in the evenings I run dance classes with Sense Dance, which is a dance and disability charity. So these are dance classes that are focused with young people and young adults with disabilities. And then on a Thursday I come in and teach at UCLan, and I teach on their dance course there. So it's kind of very mixed and varied. I have the weekend off, finally. But sometimes I might pick up like kind of extra classes and community work. But every week will look different. So next month I'm working for 3 weeks as a dance translator with Lisa Simpson, a disabled choreographer, which is using my experience with dance to help her choreograph, to translate her ideas, because she's non-verbal, into a space. So I'm doing that for 3 weeks at university, and what summer looks like yet, I don't know. But it's kind of very shifting and changing depending on what projects are happening at the time. So there are challenges when it comes to this kind of career. So when I first started, it was finding the work. So as I left university, it was like, freedom, what does that mean? And I was lucky enough to get a contract as a freelancer working in one school 1 day a week, which meant 4 days of the week I was working in a bar and I was working at a supermarket. So at first it was the money, it was balancing what work I wanted to do, but also knowing I had rent and bills to pay at the same time. So I balanced having a 9-to-5 muggle job, as I like to call them, alongside having my dance work. And eventually, the more work you got freelancing, the less you had to do at the supermarket. So you could kind of balance it out. So there was that, I might have to stack shelves for a bit, but that's all right, because it means I can go and teach in schools and eventually let go. So now I am fully just freelancing in dance. which is really exciting. I think some of the other challenges that we faced is kind of the stigma against having a dance career and not a career in the arts, because a lot of people when I started out was like, oh, you do dance, what else do you do? And I'm like, that's it. I do dance, that's what I do. And trying to having to prove yourself to people that don't come from that world or know what it's about. But I think it's still I'm still there with it, but I'm just now where I don't care what people think of me, because I am doing what I'm doing and I really enjoy it and it's working out for me. If I was to give any advice to someone who wanted to start out as a freelancer or do a portfolio working career such as my own, it would say to find the contacts. So make contacts as you go, like speak to people, see what they're up to, and tell them what you're about and what you're interested in, because having those conversations will start relationships, which then might further down the line lead to work. And if it doesn't, it might lead to a connection to somebody else who might have the work. So I'd always say kind of network and communicate with everyone around you. Even if they're not interested in what you're doing, they might know someone who is. And then as well, just kind of be determined with it and don't let go. Like, it can be hard at times and people might not see what you're doing, but there will be a young person that comes to your class that rambles on about it and says how much they enjoyed it. And that's what means everything. Like, you might not see immediate results and you might not see immediate benefits, but they are there, whether it's for yourself or the people you're working with or the lasting effect that you're having. So stick it out. And reach out for help if you ever need it. There's nice people in the world, especially in the arts. I think it's really important to have people from different backgrounds and lived experiences working in the creative arts, because then you have more experience and knowledge that can come together to build upon each other. So you have people to bounce ideas off that might think differently to you, which in hindsight will kind of broaden your own way of thinking. So I think it's really important to work creatively with children and young people, because it gives them the chance to play and explore and use their imagination and find ways into something that they might not have found before. So for example, with the work that I'm doing at Ludus at the minute, it's about learning facts but through movement, whereas sometimes sat behind a desk might not work for some children. So it's a creative way in, but it also gives them the chance to just play and be children, and it's just fun. And because it just is. If there was anything else I'd say to people that are watching this, is just do it, to steal from Nike, but just do it. Like, if you are interested in a creative career, don't let things stop you, such as, practicality or expectations or things like that, because what is important is that at the end of the day you're going home happy, and you've lived a fulfilled life. And I think, especially for me, dance and the arts is what does that for me. So don't let anyone else's views kind of stop that. And if it is a view that opposes it, challenge it and ask them why, and find out their reasoning and try and show them your side. And they might not change their mind, and that's okay. But what's important is that you know your true core and your true values, and that is what will make you strive in a creative career. And teachers help them.